Mabuhay! Hello, and this is the Little Asian Lady podcast. My name is Annie, and this is my first podcast. I hope you'll tune in to some more. And yes, po, I'm gonna try to mix this podcast with Tagalog and English. I'm currently living in Pennsylvania, USA, and of course, I was from the Philippines before I came over here. I'm from Bacolod City in the Philippines, and I got married to an American. I always say obviously, but yeah, I married to an American. When I was 33, and so far so good. We've been married for what 10 years. Will be 10 years this 2023, and so my first podcast, I would like to like really tackle the the topic about marrying a foreigner since I'm married to one, and they always ask me about how I met my husband, where I met my husband and all that stuff. So ayun, of course the first thing that I'm gonna tell you is that um since I met my husband when I was chatting, so this is in chat. I'm not gonna say where, but it's like just chat, but be careful where you're chatting and make sure that you don't give your full trust to just anybody. Wag mag-trust lang ng mag-trust, or what do you call that in Tagalog? Ang magtiwala. Don't huwag kayong magtiwala ng 100%. You have to like really talk to that person. Kailangan you have to communicate all the time. And on my case, we had to like what do you call this? We had to be in Skype, every day during the time that we were talking long distance. Ayun. So yeah, we did use Skype that time, and I have to admit that he was not the first, foreigner I was talking to during that time. I had like a few, I'm gonna say options, which is I don't want to say you have to do the same, okay? Because if you think that you're committed to the person that you're talking to and he's the same with you, so why not, right? Commit to that and then be loyal to that long distance relationship that you're having or you have. So on my case naman, um I was talking to a British that time for 3 years. So 3 years kaming nag-uusap but we've never met even once. So not even once. Kasi he was telling me that he's not there's just a lot of excuses that he's not comfortable and all that stuff. He's not comfortable going to the Philippines to meet me. I don't think he's safe. He's kind of like trying to tell me he doesn't feel safe going to the Philippines at that time. So for me, again, I was very loyal to that person. I was committed to that long distance relationship. We were always in Skype. I'm telling you, even when you're sleeping, when we're sleeping, we're always there. Until if there's something going on with the internet, maybe, and then it drops. But ayun, we were always in Skype, every day talking. Well, sometimes, but there were times that we were not because, of course, long distance relationship can be very challenging, just like tangible relationships, diba? May mga times talaga that you're gonna fight. So, ayun. But that was like months before I met my husband. That was, I had to end that relationship with the British that, I was talking for 3 years because again, I realized that, it wasn't going anywhere and he's not willing to meet me and meet my family. So, of course, yeah, I had to stop it. And of course, and I had to wait for 3 years, right? I know. I can be stupid at that uh, aspect. But we're all, we all have that experience, I think, right? So Ayun, when I met my husband, example I met, I think we did meet like April of 2012, no, 2013, and then May, ayun na, we started really talking a lot. June, July, and all that until we decided to meet on my birthday. So he came over in October on my birthday to spend time with me, to get to know me, and so we can get to know each other. Ayun, of course, we had to spend a time together during that period. So he went there for a week. He did spend 2 weeks there. So, but the funny thing was, we decided. I think it was just like 3 or 4 days on his visit when we decided that we gotta get married. So we did, we felt that it was for both of us that, yeah, we were meant for each other. And then, yes, we did get married November. So November 4th, um, no, November 8th. We did get see that? Oh my shoot. I even forgot my wedding date. It's November 8th, 2013. That was pretty bad. No, it's November 8th, 2013 when we got married. And I do remember it that it was very bad weather. There was a typhoon in the Philippines that time. So, ayun. It was really, spontaneous. Just you want to get married? Sure, why not? And then yeah, but here we go. Here we are. We lasted for will be 10 years again. This year, 2013. So I don't think you'll gauge it to kung how long have you been talking to each other. If I compare it to the British, it was 3 years and that went to nowhere. And this one, we just talked for a few months, met, and then decided to get married. So I can't really say which is which. Maybe for you, you'd like it to be that way, that you want to wait, or longer before getting married. Or for some, or I think there's a lot of us too that we only got to know each other for just a shorter period of time and then decided to get married. So we can't compare our experience to each to um somebody else's. Maybe theirs, that's how they want it, or that's how what works for them. But yeah, and I don't think that we can say that hers or your experience is right than this person's experience. I don't think we can say that because it's not, it doesn't work that way. So okay, so that was the first always question that's always been asked of me. Where did I meet my husband? How did we meet? And all that. And the second question that they always ask me is if I was really interested. Initially, with a foreigner, meaning if ano, if nakikipag-usap na ba ako before with a foreigner, right? Actually, no. I really wasn't interested with a foreigner before. I was actually terrified. Meeting. I mean, talking is okay, but the meetings part of it, I was terrified to do that, especially with the local foreigners before in the Philippines. I mean, I was talking to them online because, of course, chat has always been there. So, yeah, I did talk to a few, but never met them. I always backed out if it's time to meet. So until I think I'm not sure when I was really had that I pushed myself to do it, like to meet. Oh, I think when I did have to meet like coworkers, before we had like foreigners um coworkers in some of my company that I worked for. So ayun, I did meet, of course, foreigners there because of that. And I think that's what pushed me to do it, like to meet um friends, or I would say again coworkers outside, for drinks or stuff like that. But it doesn't involve the what you call sex or sex yet. No, there wasn't like that. I'll definitely talk about more of that on the next podcast, but for right now, I'll leave it as that. And okay, well, the some other question that's always been asked about my marriage, of course, to a foreigner is if it's worth it. Like is marrying a foreigner worth it? I would say yes, it is worth it. Of course, it is. When you commit to a marriage, especially this long, for almost 10 years, there are always going to be ups and downs. Whoever it is, whoever you are, you'll always have ups and downs. Whichever marriage it is, if it's a marriage, with a local, Filipino, or whoever, foreigners, there's always going to be ups and downs. Good for you if you don't have it, but there's always going to be ups and downs. And I can tell you, the first time that I was here, that I came over to the U.S., that was a very tough situation for me. I would say the first year or two were the really tough years for me when I came over to the U.S. I was always like homesick. I was always crying. We were always fighting. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and I would say be prepared if you are thinking of, or you're currently already with a relationship with a foreigner. Be prepared that when you come over to the whichever you are, United States or the UK or Australia, wherever, if you're gonna move to a different country, be prepared, of course, that it's not gonna always be um, what do you call that, like a stroll or a walk in the park. It's not always gonna be that, because it's you'll feel homesick, you'll miss your family, all that. So be prepared, emotionally prepared, but fight for what you want, of course. Your love for your husband, your love for your partner, and pray that, of course, always pray that your relationship will work. Have faith with with the love that you have for your partner, and trust that your partner loves you as well. Just be, I would say, um, be aware, that there are factors involved in your relationship as well, right? So it's not just, if especially me, our relationship, I already have like two kids prior to this marriage, and he has another, a kid as well, prior to our marriage. So we have like three kids. Um, so those factors does come in place, or that does come in play, on this relationship. So yeah, but if you do, you're in a relationship right now with a foreigner, if meron kayong mga boyfriend or if you have a partner that's foreigner, um, all I can say is that if you really think that this is what or this is already the person you want to spend your life with, um, commit to that person, commit to that relationship. And if you're ready, even if not me, I wasn't ready. Well, maybe I was ready, but yeah, if you're willing to be committed, go ahead. Some people does say that they don't have to get married. They just want to be, life partners. But for me, I do believe in marriage. So I always we always talk about it, about marriage and what he believes in and all that stuff. Just so, that's before when we were still talking. We always, not always, but we do have conversations about marriage first, so I know how he feels about it, how I feel about it. We did talk about stuff like that. He wasn't really into marriage before he met me. He've never been married because he didn't really believe in it until he met me. Until he met me. Yeah. So yeah. So that stuff is very important. You have to like really talk about it. If you're compatible, you'll know it. You'll definitely know it. Don't push it. Don't force it. Make sure that you you follow how you feel or what. Sometimes it's not 100%, but you still, use your instinct. You'll know it. I'm pretty sure you'll know it. If something's not right, you'll feel it. So I really hope that, if you are in a relationship or you are married to a foreigner right now, I hope that works out for you. And yeah, and hopefully you'll tune in on my next podcast. And if you have any comments or any suggestion about this podcast, you can definitely let me know. Um, you can email me, thelittleasianlady@gmail.com, and let me know if there's anything at all that you want to discuss or you want to participate. It'll be lovely if you'll be in this podcast. Thank you, and thanks for tuning in. This is Annie, the Little Asian Lady. Bye bye.